It seems like 90% of the people I talk to miss the passing info drop that C-137 Beth Smith is dead. So let's stop and unpack Season 5, Episode 8 of Rick and Morty. Hey guys, I'm McGann, and welcome back to the Fangirl, where it has been far too long since I've talked about Rick and Morty, but my last few videos didn't perform too well, so yeah. But you all seem to love it when I just rehash what was directly stated in an episode rather than theorize into new territories. So let's cover what was going on in Season 5, Episode 8, Rick'ternal Friendship of the Spotless Mort. First things first, if you don't know, the episode's name is a play off of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is a 2004 Jim Carrey drama where a dude erases his girlfriend from his memory and then has side effects. Now, this Rick and Morty episode is all about Rick trying to save his long-term BFF bird person, who is now a half-dead phoenix person, but the dude just doesn't want to survive. So, Rick decides to jump into bird person's brain to figure out the problem so that he can resurrect his bud, and in the process, Rick meets bird person's memory of Rick, who I believe they stated was 35 years old. Then we get to see Rick fighting a bunch of other Ricks, and it's a big spacey blaster standoff, and then someone calls out, "Killing us won't bring her back!" Now initially, I thought for sure they meant Diane, Rick's wife, who died under very vague circumstances that are never discussed. Rick always has this hair trigger when it comes to Diane, so it made sense at first that Diane would be the she they were talking about. But then Memory Rick starts chatting with real Rick, and the memory says, "Oh, don't tell me you're one of those Ricks that lives with a version of Beth that's still alive." And that's where my brain went, wait, what? Which means that whole Rick shootout was over Beth getting killed over something that the other Ricks did. Either there was an attack or a sabotage plan went wrong, but something about them has Rick's grief mode set off. And that quick line of dialogue made everything that felt off-kilter about the series suddenly click into place. I've always suspected that Rick wasn't with his original Morty ever since that episode where Jerry went to daycare. You know, Rick very suspiciously does not fill out what dimension that Jerry is from, implying that it's not the C-137 Jerry, and Rick actually has no clue what dimension he's living in from moment to moment. Plus, there's the fact that we saw Rick callously change dimensions without a second thought after the whole love potion debacle. So yeah, that man has zero attachment to people in his life. It was also revealed that Rick C-137 is from a reality where Beth never has kids. And we know that because real Rick tells Memory Rick that Morty is a hypothetical grandchild. So we can take that one step further and figure out that the dimensions where Beth got knocked up by Jerry in high school are the only ones with Beths that lived. It also likely means that all of those Ricks who had pregnant daughters ended up dying in her place. And that's why C-137 Rick can be one of those Ricks that can go live with a Beth who didn't die. You know, because those dimensions have no Ricks that can come back. That's why he can't get very attached to the Beth in front of him. Rick has built up all of these emotional walls because he is very aware that all of the other Beths are fake. Well, not really fake, but they're not his Beth. He already watched the daughter he loved and raised die right in front of him. And now there's a moment that keeps ringing in my ears where Rick and Jerry were talking and he said something like, "Beth is Rick's daughter, she had options," and that's why he's mad that she settled for a guy like Jerry. First of all, it tells us that anger, that resentment is because Jerry kept his Beth alive when Rick couldn't. And looking at that in hindsight, it does imply that Beth C-137 was a lot more like the clone Beth that Rick had just recently released into the dimension that he's in now. Although for you rabid fanboys at your keyboards, let me say quote-unquote clone Beth because Rick has no clue if the original Beth stayed or left. But it all means that Rick knew exactly how smart Beth was and what she was capable of, and judging by clone Beth's actions, she was probably mixed up in some save the universe freedom fighter stuff that got her killed. And by Rick's guilty, angered reaction in Bird Person's memories, she probably died fighting a cause that Rick brought her in on. So that's why Rick treats life like a game that doesn't matter and that his family is disposable, because it's all like playing a game of Roy at this point, and Rick knows that his family is not real to him, but it might be helping him cope when he can get drunk enough to pretend that he's with the C-137 Smiths. I'm gonna have to go through the entire series again and see how many clues about Beth's death have been littered along the way, because Rick-ternal friendship of the spotless Mort hit hard. Oh yeah, and we have that indirect confession that Rick is in romantic love with Bird Person. I mean, we all knew about the bromance, but that episode really seemed to be pushing the notion that Rick loved BP. Anyways though, short breakdown video for today. If you all respond well to this, maybe I will start covering Rick and Morty more again. I might be overthinking it, but that's literally my job. Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, "Hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that?" Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Family and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos, like you, helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members. Bye.